What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Come On Get Happy Hour. I'm playing some old school cassette mixtapes. My producer Sketch and I were just talking about kids today don't understand the struggle of when your tape would get caught up and you would have to grab one of these and
Yes.
I'm talking to Sketch.
What's up, good people? How y'all
my
doing?
producer up in Canada. What's going on?
Oh, we just chilling. Happy to be back in the double wide. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good stuff this week. I think you and I were just talking about off camera that the new book is coming out finally.
Yay!
But what sucks is I turned it in before the quarantine. So I'm sitting around for 15 months. I could have been writing. So I'm like, do I just leave it evergreen and not mention politics or the quarantine? And so I wrote a little epilogue, and so I haven't submitted that yet, whether I'm going to throw that on at the bottom at the end or just leave it, you know.
Right. Well,
might be a good escape if we don't talk about that stuff.
I was gonna say, it's your stories are like evergreen stories, so unless there's something really, really particular you want to say about this last year.
No, the last 2 years, since I turned it in, been doing a lot of comedy shows. We've been doing this. I wanted to talk about. So what I did, I just snuck in a couple of pictures, like the what do you call it, the thumbnail that you do for our show here.
Yeah.
That'll be in the book.
Cool.
Your smiling face there. So
yay!
So we did that. I'll send you a royalty check.
Thank you. I'll put it with the others. Apparently, it's at the
hold on, let me steal one of my son's vintage Emmett Smith.
Right.
I'll send you that.
There you go.
You won't miss it.
You'll mess around and send the wrong one, and then suddenly you're like, "How come you're retired?"
Yeah, he's got one around here that's worth some money, and I gotta.
Oh, that's
get
good.
a hold of that one.
That's good.
Did you see the top 10 this week? I know you did because you.
I did. I saw it, and a flurry of phrases came at me, but I did drop some in your comments. I'm excited to hear what everyone else had to say.
I know they're standard. It's funny, like some of our parents say the same stuff, and then depending on where you're from, like my number one you're going to hear is like only like Southern people will get this.
Okay.
But you can be arrested in the other probably 46 states if you say what my mama used to say to me.
Great.
You said a couple of things. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, but I'm like,
I was gonna say one of mine
translate that.
Yeah, one of them I know I definitely have to translate because it's Jamaican patois. I tried to write it as close to just standard English as possible.
Is that what it was? Like a Jamaican phrase?
Yeah, both of them are Jamaican things that my grandmother and then my father would say. But I also noticed some of them, that phrases that were in the comments, they cross cultures, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, no matter where you are, where you come from, if you're a kid, you're going to get read by your parents.
You're going to hear this line right here. Yeah.
That's
when I read yours, I was like a little puppy going,
All right.
All right, let's count them down right here.
Yes.
All right. Drum roll.
Phrases that your parents said.
Yeah, phrases that your parents say. All of our parents said.
Yeah.
Number 10, money don't grow on trees.
Yep. I know that one.
All right. Number 9. This is a good one. When your parents can't back up what they're trying to tell you, their BS. You go, why? But why? Why can't I go? Because I said so.
Yep.
That's it.
My father had that as a book on his shelf. He would just point to it at some point. Just that one. That's the answer right there. Because I said so. Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 8. Don't make me turn this car around.
Heard that one before, for sure.
Spend $1,000 going to Disneyland, but I'll turn this car around. I don't think anybody ever turned the car around, by the way.
No one ever did.
No dad in history ever got off the next exit and just turned the car around. If everyone jumped off a bridge, would you? Or cliff or a building.
Bridge, cliff. Yeah.
All right. Close the door. Were you raised in a
barn?
Yep. Children are starving. And then just fill in.
Oh, yeah. Eat your peas. There's children starving in some country that was on the news.
Some country said,
And then you say, well, then we should send it to them. And suddenly you're cuffed up beside the back of your head.
What up?
Oh, gosh.
Mashed potatoes flying across the room.
Right.
I remember Sally Struthers used to have a commercial here in the States, and she'd be like, showing, kids starving, and we didn't have a remote control. So I'd have to sit through the commercial. I'm like,
oh no.
I got to walk all the way to the TV to
Right.
manually.
To turn the knob.
And you turn it for like 30 seconds and turn it back.
Mm-hmm.
But just so lazy just to sit like, oh, la, 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 la.
Right.
All right. Sorry, children that are starving somewhere. All right. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. A hard head makes for a soft ass.
I've heard that one. Not in my house, but I've heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's some inner city. One of my homies said that. I'm like, all right, your dad did not play.
Nope.
Now this one made me go, The pig you got, I raised the sow.
Now that is the one I submitted. And so that is like the most English translation of it. So basically, you see the pig you have them? Madame raised the sow. That's how it's really said in Jamaica. But what it means is that what you think you're doing, I did that before and I made the rules on that. You know,
Ooh.
so basically the pig that you just bought, I raised its mother. So you got nothing on. So whenever we were kids and you thought you got away with something, my parents just like, you see the pig.
Had to do a hand
You're
clap.
just like, damn.
That was supposed to be.
There we go.
Your grandmother, whoever said that.
Yeah, my grandmother would say it. My father says it. And now I say it to my nephews.
That's deep. Can you say it with a Jamaican accent again?
Yeah. What you said. See the pig you got there? Madame raised the soul.
So good. Say, listen to this. I tell my kids to do this. Say beer can with a British accent.
Oh, beer can.
Beer can. Bacon in Jamaican.
In Jamaican, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that joke.
All right. Speaking of Jamaican,
Mm-hmm.
cool runnings. Here's what I say to my kids all the time when they get hurt. Oh, you're dead, man. Oh, you're dead, man.
Oh, you're dead, man. Yeah.
If you're not dead, man, then you're
fun
not
one.
hurt. You're not dead. And the most feared phrase from my mama, Owensboro, Kentucky, when she was done playing with you, get a switch. You know what that means?
Right. Yes.
Get your ass
Yes.
outside.
That is. Apparently, they say that in Jamaica as well. Yeah. Go get yourself a sugar cane switch.
Yes. And don't get a little one. You got.
Yep.
And leave a few little leaves on the end so it whips.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's great.
I tell people I got paddlings in school from the first grade all the way through the 12th grade. Totally innocent, by the way.
In class?
By the teachers, yeah, by the teachers.
Oh, they didn't do
teacher would
corporal
actually-
punishment where I was. Gosh.
Legally could whoop your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And they would go out and they'd have to get a witness. They would go to another classroom next door. Another teacher would have to come out, make sure they only give you 3 licks. They hit you. But in high school, so as you know, 12th grade of high school, I had my own apartment. I was a grown ass man, I thought, and I was still getting paddlings from our vice principal. And I say how I got out of it. He was a big redneck cattle rancher and he took a little bit too much pride. So he would go whap and I go, ooh. Okay. I've been naughty.
Oh, boy.
Get the hell out of my office, you weirdo.
Oh, boy.
All right. So that was our top 10. That was a good one this week. We had a lot of suggestions.
Yeah.
Sitting too close to the TV, you're going to go blind. So many I didn't get to use. Your eyes are going to get stuck like that, when you cross your eyes. Yeah, some good ones.
Yeah. Maybe
Anyways.
we'll do another list next time.
What's that?
Maybe we'll do a part 2 next time.
Oh, there's so many good ones. I think they were still coming in like an hour before I jumped on here. I'm like,
awesome.
We got to give them a deadline because some people like a week from now, they'll see that and still be going, hey, my daddy used to say, I'm going to take you out to the woodshed. I'm like, yeah, well, that's good to know. But
it's good to know. Clearly you weren't on time, but that's okay.
Yeah. I know it's my fault. I don't say like, can you let me
It's
know by 5:00 on Tuesday?
It's all good. It's all good. So
Anyway,
we have an exciting show tonight.
we do. We have a very exciting show. So one of my oldest homies in the comedy business took a few years off. And the very first comic that called me out of the blue and just said, hey, man, good luck. Glad you're back. Was the man, Darren Carter. Duran.
Yes.
Darren, the party starter. You all know him. You love him. fly in
AKA
some pictures.
Rooster.
There he is.
Yeah.
The Rooster. Yeah, exactly. So he's worked with Snoop Dogg. He's done the Tonight Show, all that good stuff. So I'm glad to have Duran back on the show. And one of my favorite artists, man. She is the coolest She's worked with all the rock stars. She's on a tour right now, and it's going to be our very first audio only
Okay.
interview. And she said, "Hey, Stevie, I'm working. I'm on tour. I'm commissioned. I'm working tonight." She uses her phone to look at an image, I guess, to paint.
Yeah,
She said,
yeah,
"But
visual reference, yeah.
yeah." She said, "But while I'm working, we can do an audio if you want." And she's such a rock star. I'm like, I will take what I can get. Matter
Yeah,
of
yeah.
fact, I just bought this print right here. She did in Nashville. She was commissioned to do.
Oh, wow. I remember her talking about that last time she was
Yeah,
on.
so I
That's
bought that for
dope.
someone. And she always puts her name somewhere in it. So on Dolly right
Yeah.
here, it says Muckrock in the earrings.
Oh, nice.
She's a
Yeah,
badass. Muckrock.
that's
She's the
awesome.
legend herself. So
Awesome,
Muckrock's going to
awesome.
join us. And, I'm pretty convinced she's not showing her face because she's like Banksy, I think. We're like, if you look on her Instagram, she doesn't really ever show her face because she does some illegal stuff, I think, some murals. And she
There
just
we
want to see
go.
her face at the post office. So I think she's like, oh, the heat's on me. So I better just do an audio
Right,
tonight.
right.
But anyway, so we have Darren Carter and the legendary artist Muckrock tonight. I'm excited, y'all. And I think
Awesome.
the spirit word tonight
Mm-hmm.
is legend.
Legend. I'm here for it.
Like that.
All right, shall we get started?
Let's kick it. My man in the waiting room.
He is indeed.
All right, let's do it. All right, y'all, kicking it off here. There. Y'all can't see him yet. I can see him. But a good buddy of mine, and I just said a couple minutes ago that when I decided to jump back in the comedy game, I was like the mafia. You don't really get out. They pull you back in. The very first call I received was from this guy right here, my homie. He's one of the few friends I want to talk to on the phone. Most friends would call you, at least dudes, and you look and go, "Why are you calling me, you weirdo? Just text me like a normal person." Calls me, and I know he's on his bike or he's doing a hike or he's outside lifting some tires or some shit like that. And I always get for this guy. This is my homie right here, Mr. Darren Carter.
Hello. How are you, Stevie
Up,
D? How are you, Judy-Lou? It's great to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
You're very welcome, Mr. Carter. And I like
Thank you. As I'm calling from my car, I'm like, thanks for having me in my car. I'm getting ready to go do a hike. That's why I have this. I got my neck gaiter, and I bought this so I could, cover the neck up. But since I became a bald American, it's kind of nice to throw it over like this. You're gonna cover the ears up.
So isn't it slippery if you don't have hair, or how does that work?
It's the only way that I know. So this is just
oh, look at that.
Yeah, see, I got this and
Is that
I don't know, I like it. I got
in case you need to slide up.
Yeah, sometimes I can slide it up, but I don't really have to do that too much. I put it right there and it's good to go. But I realized the other day, I'm like, I don't want to get a sunburned head, so I've been even if I have to just for a second, I'll put it on top of my head. But that's
cool, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I got like 4 of them, but I got them like recently, like 2 weeks ago. So to me, it's still like a toy. I got 3 that are like just a normal, like kind of blends in with the shirt, and then I got like a red, white, and blue one when I want to feel extra patriotic. Summer's coming, 4th of July. Yeah.
Here comes Yankee Doodle Dandy here on the trail.
Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yeah. How clean are we on this?
Where are you?
Oh, I'm at Griffith Park right now.
So you're down from the farm?
Yes, down from the farm. Been in LA for a couple weeks now. I gotta be honest, I'm loving both worlds now. Like when I first went to the farm, it was I thought it was gonna be like boring and I was gonna be missing out. And the longer I was up there, I was like, wow, there's a whole other world besides like show business in LA. And even though I could do show business remotely, I could do podcasting, YouTube channel, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And but I could enjoy riding a bicycle without having to look out for traffic and cars and just go on a country road that's wide open, man. And I do like that.
Stevie D and get some bro time, bro down while you're out on the trail.
Yeah, I like the small town life, kind of. I do like it, but then when I'm back in LA, I love this life too, man. Yeah. Oh, did I freeze?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say I like the small town life because I like being able to ride a bicycle or go for a long walk or really see the sunset. I guess you can see the sunset anywhere, but you can really see the sunset out there. And you see the babbling brooks, and I'll be jogging or walking, and I'll see like bunny rabbits in front of me, and you'll hear coyotes at night, and it's very I don't know, it's kind of cool, man. Like, but then when I come to LA, I like seeing my friends, and I like having different options of meals, like different food that I want. If I want to walk into a Whole Foods, there's one. If I want to go to Vaughn's, if I want to, it's just, I like the city life as well.
You get tired of eating squirrel up there and possum and
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. That's one thing there were days where I was like, wow, I'm not really seeing anybody. I'm just seeing my own family. Like one day we were walking way in the back of the field, and there's this other farmer, he was on a bicycle, and he was coming on another, like, it's like a county road, kind of private road thing. It's like an old railroad track road. And we talked to him, and he's like a blueberry farmer and a preacher, I guess. And he moved from LA about 8 years ago. And it was one of those things where we were like so excited to see somebody, and we're like, so what's it like? So we ended up talking to him, like you'd see like those country people, you're just like on the fence, like, oh yeah, and just talking. And he
chewing
left
tobacco.
LA. Yeah, chewing tobacco. It's so funny because I do that joke with my bit where I'm like, boring, boring. But when I was talking to him, I was like, because he was like, yeah, I grow blueberries. And I was like, interesting, interesting. Because I was so like,
That's cool.
yeah, it was fun. And then you come back to LA, and you're like, you see your neighbors all the time. You don't even talk to them, You could,
Yeah, it's when you're off the grid, you talk to people. When you're hiking, you're like, oh, they must be cool people because they're out. Something about being outdoors, people are friendlier.
Yeah, I think so, right? I think there's something, because when you're home, you have a mission. You're like, I got to get to my car, I got to hurry up and get to this place. But when you're out in nature, the mission is just to take it all in.
Yeah, I've got neighbors I've never spoken to. We've been here for like 7 years. I try to wave, and they're like, why are you waving at me, weirdo?
Yeah. It's like, I talked to a guy about that once, and he goes, I don't like doing that, because then from then on I have to always be the waving guy. So I just look the other way. Otherwise I'll always have to wave at everybody, and I don't want to be that guy. And I'm like, all right. Yeah.
We can give a little, a little smile or a little. I think you should smile at
hey.
people, even if they think you're creepy. Just try to,
Yeah.
just try to smile at people. It takes too much effort to, divert your eyes but anyway.
Do you, I gotta ask you this. Do you have any funny phrases that you've heard over the years for saying goodbye? Because some people have like these catchphrases or these little funny ways that they say goodbye. Like
I was just thinking about Brian Regan's joke of when you say goodbye too quickly, like getting out of the taxi. Have a good flight. You too. If you
too have a good flight. Yeah. You too.
Next time we fly.
Yeah. Like sometimes you remember, like they'd say like see you later, alligator, and then the other person would go, after a while, crocodile.
Yeah.
And they'd go back and forth. Or I hear some at the boxing gym sometimes, like this one guy goes, what's he say? He says, I don't even get what this means, but it made me laugh kind of. He goes, it's all right now, don't get any on you. And if you do get it on you, get it all over you.
What?
I'm like, okay.
It's like we were talking about our top 10 list tonight. Shit your parents would say. Some of it didn't even make sense. Like you'll hear it when you watch the show, but Sketch said something like her Jamaican, grandparents and parents would say to her, and I had to get her to explain that to me. I was like, I don't quite. Is that good or bad? Am I in trouble?
What was the phrase? Do you remember the phrase that they'd say?
Yeah, it was. What was it, Sketch?
So the phrase is called, you see so the way you say in Jamaican is, you see the pig up there? Me done raise the sow. Which basically means the pig that you own, I raised its mother. So don't try to get anything over on me because I built the block.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, I raised the sow.
Yeah.
If I said that to my kids, they'd be like, Dad, crack is whack.
Hey, when you said it so fast that it was hard for me to understand it. But when you grow up like that, I guess when your parents are talking quickly, you got to listen quick, right?
Yeah, and depending on the island, because different islands have slightly different accents, so you have to listen at different speeds to figure out what people are saying.
Wow, because that was really fast. I was like, I love those phrases that people say. Like I remember, did you ever hear this one, Stevie? Some people you have to feed with a long-handled spoon.
What does that mean? Keep them at a distance?
Yeah. Like maybe you have to work with them or see them in certain situations, but just you got to feed them with a long-handled spoon. Of course, you heard this one, right? The apple doesn't fall far from the
Oh
tree. You know
yeah,
that
that's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I had a sound guy fixing a Sonos Pandora thing the other day, like audio guy. And I'm like, let me see how you do that. I said, because you can feed someone corn and they'll eat for one meal, teach them how to plant corn, they'll eat a lifetime. He's like, what the hell is that? You push this
like,
button right here.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to come in like some Southern sage. He's like,
Yeah.
actually, Stevie, I don't know if you know this, but corn doesn't digest. That's why it comes out in a whole piece. But yeah, but
like
I've heard that phrase.
Stupidest.
Yeah. No things to say fish. You can teach a man to fish.
Yeah, same thing.
You gave us the vegetarian version. I like that.
Yes. We gave you the new age version of that. Yeah. Did your parents ever say something to you that you knew you were in trouble or you remember?
Well, I remember they were like, I used to make these funny faces and they were like, your face could freeze like that.
Oh yeah.
Like if you make these faces like,
yeah.
Because I'm a comedian who does I love doing faces, and they were like, your face could freeze like that, so.
Like, when does that happen? I say sometimes when I'm trying to just BS my kids, I go, no, because my baby sister's next door neighbor, his niece's second cousin. That's a true story. What happened was they're like, wait a minute.
I heard a story about someone telling their kid, they're like, every time you lie, you get a little red light on your forehead. And it worked because when the little girl told a lie, she covered her forehead. She's like, no, Mom, I didn't break it. I didn't break it at all. It was my other sister or whatever.
Busted.
So I thought that was kind of, yeah.
I like the Richard Pryor joke about when he caught his daughter lying when she broke something. No, what it was, I was running, see, and what happened. But remember when you said I'm not supposed to run? So I wasn't really running.
Yeah.
Where's Austin tonight?
Austin and my wife, I just saw them. They just started on the trail. They're out. Okay. Yeah, we're out doing our little hike, and it'll be fun, man. It's what do they say? If you don't use it, you lose it. And man, we talked yesterday on the phone. Like I did some heavy deadlifting, like squats yesterday, and
I told you.
That second.
I said, you think you're sore really today? Wait till tomorrow evening.
I know.
Because when you haven't done legs in a while, you're gonna walk like it's your first night in prison. 2 days later.
Oh yeah, I was like, it wasn't that bad, but it definitely was. Man, that's something that I guess that maybe the weight was too heavy for me or something. I don't want to believe that, but I'm like, it's really heavy to pick this thing up, and
not even possible.
I know. Yeah. By the way, this is so cool. The ingenuity. We're able to I just gotta give thanks to the technology that we have. We don't have to meet in downtown LA or go somewhere and sit in traffic. I'm literally in my car. I have a tripod on my phone. I'm going to hold a mirror up so you can see what I'm doing. Look at my setup. It's right there.
Nice.
It's on the steering wheel. If you could see that. Isn't that cool?
It's wild. I never even done this Zoom stuff before the quarantine. So that's, always look for the silver lining, Yeah,
it's cool, right? It's, and by the way, do you do on YouTube? I don't know if you've ever set a video for Premiere, because you can just upload it or you can set it to Premiere. And I premiered a couple of videos recently, and it's kind of nice because as the video is playing, people can join in the live chat and they can be chatting with you, so you can watch it along with them and chat what you guys are talking about. Mm-hmm. It's on YouTube, but you set it for Premiere instead of just hitting publish. You schedule it like a scheduled release, instead of uploading at 8 o'clock, you premiere it for 8:15 or 8:30, and then you go on all your social media and you're like, I'm going to premiere the new podcast, and then it's going to go live in 15 minutes, and then anybody who watches it, they can start chatting alongside.
Oh, that's very cool. I know Sketch does say when our thing is going to premiere, and there's a countdown.
Oh, so, yeah. That's the premiere then. Yeah.
That's
with
cool.
The music, with that cool music. I learned that from my son.
Yeah, that's how you learn this stuff.
My son's he's like, yeah.
We were in Huntington Beach over the weekend, and we're at a hotel right across from the beach. All of a sudden, cops are everywhere. Thousands of kids on the beach. They can have you can have fire pits there. And all of a sudden, the cops keep moving, disperse. And then you hear like something breaking, they start throwing things at the cops, and you hear tear gas. And some guy next to me, some other dad, was like, oh, some TikToker put on TikTok that he's having his birthday party. So like people flew in. It turned out it was on TMZ.
Oh, yeah,
we
it's
were
called
right
Adrian. I think it's called Adrian's Kickback.
Adrian's Kickback. Yeah, I put something on Instagram about it today. But we were standing right there, and like tens of thousands. So the technology.
I don't like stuff like that. Like, how did that feel? I wouldn't like that. Did you ever feel dangerous, or did it feel kind of like, okay, it's just a bunch of wild kids?
Well, I thought it was like we were like across the street, and we're behind like, you know, like a windshield thing by the pool of the hotel. But I'm like, hey, this is cool. And the kids were like fascinated. But we were there for 11-year-old's birthday party. And the mom was like, this is
Adrian,
not cool. This is not the memory I want to have for my kids.
Oh,
so
we
ended up moving on. But the kids were fascinated. They're like, oh, he's got 11 million viewer or subscribers. I'm like, oh, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, they get obsessed with that. Like, I'll show him some classic song. I showed him oh man, there was a song. It might have been White Lines by Grandmaster Flash. Do 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 do. And he, right. And he was like, "Oh, Dad, it only has 4 million views." And I'm like, "That's a lot. That's a lot of views, man." Like, but I guess crazy, compared to like Whooping Gangnam Style or whatever that had like 1 billion views.
I don't know how that works, man. I think I'm shadow banned or something, but it's okay.
I was not going to say shadow boxing.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
They got me like 2 years ago. Shut them down.
Yeah. I was canceled in 2016. No. Yeah.
Speaking of, I know you've been doing some comedy lately. I did my first live gig last week at the Ha Club.
Cool.
You just did last weekend, and it was outdoors. But I'm like, it's the first time I've been on stage since March 2020. And I said, now with cancel culture, things have changed so much even since then. Like, Pepe Le Pew's canceled, everybody's canceled, and I said, 90% of what you're about to hear, it can be canceled. So I would just tell a joke, and after joke, I go, canceled. I go, but you can't cancel me. You can't cancel, feathered hair and a Trans Am and a double wide trailer. Like, either way, what are you going to take away from me?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, it's funny. Like, I guess if I think about stuff too much, then I probably wouldn't want to like be like, oh, I can't tell that joke. I can't just do it. Just do what you feel is funny and just get it out there, I guess.
Yeah.
I will say it's worse if it's in the written form. Like if you think of something and then you write it,
tweet it or something.
Then people can see it and it's out of context. They don't know.
It also gives people like, I had to like unleash on someone I don't even like to do that because I just like, either you like it or you don't, keep scrolling. But some guy tweeted, he commented something, and then I had to smack him down. And his name was Anas, like ANAS. I'm like, are you mad because your mom named you Anus? Like, but you don't want to get into it with them,
Yeah, it's better just man, I told you I just had this weird, wild idea the other day when I listened to the Elvis Presley channel on Sirius XM. I thought, man, wouldn't that be so cool? Because I saw that they were doing shows there. Wouldn't that be great to do stand-up comedy at Graceland one day? Maybe me, you, and a third person, or wouldn't it be great, man?
I would be an Elvis fan, like a huge Elvis fan.
Yeah, like a huge Elvis fan who could really appreciate how awesome this is. And then, I'm sure they'd give you like the tour and maybe show you a couple extra things. And gosh, that would be just fantastic. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to keep writing my jokes and comedy that can really, play to an audience where I don't have to worry about this or that, or I just don't need the headache. And there's plenty of guys.
The trouble is if you try to pander to an audience that's not really your audience.
Yeah.
And that's when they.
That's what I don't want. I don't want that. I don't want to pander to any audience. I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, like I don't want to try to be edgy or try to be clean and corny. Like I just want to be me, but I do want it to be like, I do want to have that thing in my mind where I'm like, one day I want to play Graceland.
We got to work on that, man. I know. I had Elvis's bass singer on here not too long ago, so we got to reach out to him. I'd do that for free for sure.
That'd be cool, right? Like they'd have to, and the thing is, they'd have to trust you. They'd have to trust that we're not going to give the mic hickory dickory dog, or you're all dirty and or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. But there's plenty of hilarious dirty comedians or edgy that are just so on it, and I'm like, I've always been like in the middle of that, like pretty clean, but then I might have some dirty joke. How dirty can we be on this podcast?
I think one of how dirty can we be?
Yeah, because I was going to tell a joke earlier. That would be an example of
As dirty as you
how
want.
dirty.
Filthy if it's funny.
So back when we were saying the thing about remember I go, yeah, I got these blue neck gaiters and I have the red, I got the American flag one. And so that reminded me of one of my old jokes, but I wouldn't even write this now. But back in the day, I used to go, hey, I look like an American flag. I have red hair, blue eye. No, I go, I have red hair, white legs, and blue balls. Like red, white, and blue, which is cute, like if you're, but
yeah.
I don't think they can say, I can say that in Graceland.
Yeah. And then they play American Trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. Kick it.
Know that your brother's bound to die.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even my dirty jokes are just like, they're like slightly goofy dirty, silly.
Yeah, they're
dirty,
like a 12-year-old joke. I try to be
exactly
a little dirty, but not filthy and not graphic. It's like a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if we did Graceland, there would be a jumpsuit missing after that night, and I'd be rocking it. I'd be wearing it at my next comedy gig.
Hey, you know what? Like, here's a joke I was thinking of. So up at the farm, there's, out by the barn, there's these cats, right? They've been coming around and we feed them. And so we've kind of given them these names, usually like musical related or entertainment related. So one of the cats' name is Meow Haggard, like Merle Haggard, Meow Haggard. One of the cats' name is Mr. Meowgie, also known as Cat Merida.
All right.
One of the cats' name is Kitty Chesney. Kitty Chesney.
Chesney, I like it.
There's now this might be a joke. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but there's another cat that's been coming around and we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. So we're gonna call it Caitlyn Jenner.
I like.
It's
nice.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner. And then what was the other one we said? Oh yeah, something about, or maybe we'll call him Governor and we'll call him Gavin Meowsome.
I like
some. I don't know.
You had a joke the other day. I think it was an old joke you posted about the drunk bird. I love that joke.
Oh yeah.
That was strong, man. That was strong.
Dude, thank you. That was.
But anyway, buddy, tell me real quick, because my next guest is like, she's working. She's gonna jump in. But tell me your hell yeah moment. I think I know what it is. But what was the moment where you worked towards and you're like, hell yeah?
Okay, my very first one that I ever had was I did a comedy show when like my first year into it, and actually got on stage at a country bar in Clovis, which is near Fresno. And I actually made the audience laugh the whole time for like 10 minutes, like no slow moments. Oh. And people were like, you're so funny, you're gonna make it, all that kind of stuff they say to young people.
Yeah.
They don't say it as much when you get older, but you're like, you're gonna make it one day. And I just remember like thinking like, I've always wanted to be a comedian and I'm actually doing it. And I remember riding my motorcycle in the rain. It started to rain on me, but I was just like, so like, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. Like, this is like what I wanted to do. And I'm actually doing it. I'm not just afraid to get on stage. I actually did it. That was my big hell yeah moment, that I wanted to do it and I did it. And it was probably my 4th or 5th show. And it was like, wow, I'm actually good at this.
Yeah.
That was a great moment.
That's awesome, buddy. I knew who you were before you knew who I was. And I think I've told you before once. You gave me a compliment and I was like, Darren Carter, man, he's
really, that's cool.
That's the party starter, the rooster right there. But I think then the next guy came off and he sucked, and you go, "Hey man, you were funny, man."
You're funny too. You guys know each
other.
And I go, you guys must be writing partners. No,
yeah, you and the guy that was on before you doing the hair flip.
Oh, I'll tell you one more.
I love you, buddy, man. And
okay, you got to go. Okay, I got to go.
Yeah, because she's about to leave me here. She just texted. But
okay, all right, man. Have a great.
You're regular, man. You're regular. Anytime you want to jump on, let us know.
Thank you. My podcast is called Pocket Party. It's on YouTube. Look up Darren Carter on YouTube. And y'all have a great day, and we'll see you later.
Pocket Party Podcast.
Pocket Party Podcast. Darren Carter, party starter.
All right, brother. See you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Good times. All right, y'all. I'm excited because I was a fan of this artist before. I'd say we're friends. I don't know if we're friends, but she's been on the show before. And I dig her. Bought one of her prints. I'm going to be buying some more. And she's on tour right now. She's originally from London. She started as a graffiti artist, and tonight is going to be our very first audio only interview because that's all she could do. She's busy. She's working right now. And I said, any Muckrock I can get, I'm going to go for it. Please give it up for my favorite artist, Jules Muckrock.
Hey, thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for
homie.
Thanks for accommodating. I'm painting in this pool room right now, and it's a little too hectic to sit and do a video because I'm on a time crunch. But yeah, man, it's good to hear you.
Coolest. Congratulations on your tour.
Oh, thanks. It's so sweet. Right now we're in Montana, and one of my favorite places. So I'm stoked. You know, it's great. It's very.
I saw you're pulling over, and you painted some big like tree house or some cabin like up in the sky. I'm like, get down from there. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh yeah, that was we were in Mammoth, and that was an abandoned ski lift. So that was a for fun one.
That was nuts. Did you have like a harness or anything on?
No. I'm so scared of heights. Like honestly, like won't do shit for heights. But if it's that tempting to paint, I can overlook it. And it was, man. I figured it was going to be the only time I was going to have the opportunity to paint on a ski lift.
Was that commissioned, or you just said I got to paint that?
Oh no, that was just for fun. We just stumbled on it. A local actually took us to the spot because he wanted to show us some like abandoned little area up there. And I saw that and I was like, oh, we got to get up there. And then we figured out how to get out on the front.
Oh my God.
There was like a little hatch. It was really crazy, but it was so cool. I'm glad we did it.
Nuts. When you were scared, did that affect your like ability or anything?
No, we just plan accordingly. You know, like at this point, I know what to paint where. So if I'm going to be like on unstable ground, like standing on a little ledge, like I'm not going to like try to do anything too crazy detailed. So
you just increased the value of that ski lift by like tenfold, right? Someone's going to buy it. I'm going to buy it just to have your artwork and tear the wall off.
Yeah, man, it's going to be funny. Everyone who sees it, this is massive eyeball up in the sky. Yeah.
That's crazy. I said, she's probably not showing her face tonight because she's done so many like illegal things that her face is probably like in the post office.
Maybe in Mammoth. I don't know.
That's like, I thought of Banksy because have you met Banksy?
No, I haven't, but I always joke with people. I'm like, oh, I should have stayed undercover. Probably would have been better.
Well, I think you kind of are because all of your posts, you're like far away. I'm like, I feel like I know her, but I'm not really sure. If I saw her on the street, I probably wouldn't know, it was her.
Well, people recognize it. It's so weird.
They
like,
do?
Yeah. People will be like, oh, you Muckrock? Like, oh my God.
Nice.
It's a little crazy. Yeah. Cause I didn't think that I put my face out there that much, but
maybe it's because you have paint all over you or something.
Yeah. I got paint all over me and I got that hound and everybody knows that hound Dada.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So that's so cool. You'll see like a picnic table, and I've asked you this before. If you see like an electrical box, you immediately think like, oh, something should go there.
That's how my brain works for sure. I see stuff and I'm like, oh man, that needs to be this other thing.
That's amazing. And
yeah.
I just showed the dolly that I bought the print of that, and that was in Nashville, right? And didn't you say like some people like wanted to paint over it, or they started to paint over it or something?
No, the dolly's good. She's good.
She's a classic. Where was it that you painted something and you were commissioned to paint it?
Oh, you mean Memphis. So in Memphis, I painted that Elvis.
Memphis,
yeah. And they ended up, the city started painting over it. I painted Elvis with like snakes coming out of his eye socket and stuff. Cool. It was a little gruesome, but yeah, the city started painting over it. And then because it was a sanctioned piece, and then this law firm got involved, which I didn't look them up. They looked me up. I'm not like really into suing, but they decided to sue the city. And we won. Oh, I mean, they won. I just signed a paper and got paid, so that was cool.
Nice. So did you have to fix the painting, or what happened to the painting?
No, I don't know. Actually, I haven't been back, so I'm not really sure what happened. I should go. it's just like, you know, with tour, you just never know where you're going to end up. I told the people in Memphis I was going to come last tour, and then we just couldn't do it because we got slammed everywhere else. So I don't ever really know where I'm going. I know right now that we're in Montana and we probably could stay here for a good amount of time. But yeah, I mean, I could go east, I could go west and go down the coast, or we could go right back the way we came up, because everywhere we went, there's some stuff to do. So every time I leave, it's like I get slammed with people wanting stuff, you know.
Now, did you schedule your tour according to like commission places that you have to go and do a piece?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's like if there's enough interest somewhere, like I do mostly commissions these days. Like, it's rare that I get to while out and do something just for fun. I mean, it's all fun. I love painting, and and most of the time these days I love to paint for other people, you know, because people are stoked and they're into the work and they follow the art and they just want to have something like on their business or in their home.
Yeah.
They just want to bring something to their town. A lot of people, you
Yeah.
know, so that it's been cool, because like whenever people do that, then it's like the rest of the town will get on board and be like, I want something. And then all of a sudden there's like all these art pieces all over. And like really for me, like my favorite is to paint places that don't have a lot of street art and murals, you know, because it's just more fun. Like, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to hit the hot spots and make sure I had work up in London and New York and LA, California, you know, like in Miami. And I still love
have a lot of the
that,
spots like downtown LA, the lofts and stuff like that. Have they been like claimed?
They've been what?
Have they already, do a lot of the good spots, do they already have like graffiti on them or?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's always places to paint in LA, and I love to paint in LA, and you know, I do. That is why I live there, is because I just never ran out of anything to paint. But you know, I just think it's nice to bring it to people who don't have much art.
Yeah. You need to go to Kentucky, my stomping grounds, and do some barns back there.
Yeah, well, I love fucking painting barns. That's one of my favorite things. So
that's where I first saw you. I think you did an Elvis in Louisville, Kentucky, I think.
Oh yeah, I did like a floater Elvis. Like he was up on an abandoned building, I think, in the sky.
That's badass.
Yeah,
where is that
was
in
cool
Louisville?
I wish I could tell you. I do know that the same building, they left Elvis, but they did. I had some big bunnies on the back that I put up, and they ended up, I think they buffed, you know, because my bunnies are usually two bunnies, one on top of the other. So they buffed the interior line so that it was just one large deformed bunny. So weird.
What?
Yeah.
Like a bunny on a motorcycle or something.
Like they just got rid. Yeah, it was just all of a sudden there was one big ass bunny. Yeah, so with a hump on its back.
Pretty soon people are going to start selling the buildings just to get the Muckrock wall.
Well, you hear about that with Banksy, right?
Banksy, that happened, right? To a place on La Brea.
Yeah, they've done it a few times. They try to steal the wall. It's crazy.
They try to steal the whole damn wall, or they sell the wall. The owner took the wall that Banksy had painted on or something. But anyway, I don't care about Banksy. I care about Muckrock. So congratulations. I saw that Foo Fighters used your Lemmy, right? That you did.
Oh yeah, I love them. I love Dave's awesome. He hired me to paint that Lemmy. It was such an honor, you know. So yeah, that's actually the back of their studio.
It's the back of the new album, right?
Yeah, and it's the back of their recording studio.
Did you know they were going to do that? They were going to use you for the photo shoot?
No, I didn't know they were going to do the photo shoot. That's crazy. But they were pretty cool when I was painting that mural, man. They like barbecued for us and stuff.
Dave likes his barbecue.
Yeah.
So when you do a big piece like that, how long does that take you?
That took a couple days. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like I could bang out a piece like that probably in less than a day, but when I was working there, we milked it, you know. We made sure to take a few days. I had everyone I know wanting to be an assistant. Everyone, I want to help you. Let me help you. You know?
Of course.
So that was cool.
Let me
Yeah.
hand you your spray cans.
Yeah, exactly.
like-
Every
like
girl
ro-
I know is like on deck, like dressed to the nines to be a paint assistant.
Yeah.
So,
What are you doing here?
yeah.
That's so, and you have a skateboard now? I saw you have a skateboard. Was that
Oh
Kirk-
yeah. The Museum of Graffiti is made some boards with my it's one I painted just for that, and it's Scarface actually.
all Scarface?
Since-
Yeah.
Yeah, because the museum's in Miami. So we wanted to do like a Miami thing.
That's badass. You got the merch going now. You got the tour. Muckrock is an
And
official rock
meanwhile-
star.
thanks. Yeah, I mean, meanwhile at home, there's a lot going on. My friend Faith is running everything in Venice. So we have like a bunch of merch coming out for summer. I did right before I left, I invented kind of this way to tie-dye with old tattoo ink.
Uh-huh.
Came out really cool. It's like splatter tattoo ink on these little crop tops, and we did the bunnies and a three-way color trip. They came out dope. So those just hit the stores, and we usually work with Principessa on Abbot Kinney, so they're
Uh-huh.
pushing those. And yeah, it was cool to be able to leave, and Faith kind of took over everything and just made sure all the projects kept going so I could be out here on the road painting. And we still, we started a nonprofit called Muck Recovery.
Muck Recovery?
Yeah, and that's really
Okay.
going well. We've been applying for all our status, but meanwhile, we've been hosting like a bunch of like recovery meetings
Mhm.
at my old place in Venice. We kept the house going, and even though I'm not there, Faith is taking care of that too. And my friend Stephanie Capasso, who's a nurse, is the one that's kind of heading up the recovery thing. She's a RN who worked through like in COVID, like she was the head of the COVID ward, like the worst time. And was
That's
working
so cool.
triples.
I know you were in
so,
San
yeah.
Pedro. You moved to a studio down there, didn't you?
Yeah, that's where I'm mostly based now. I mean, like I said, we're keeping Venice going because I could never really leave Venice, and and using both facilities just to like make as much art as possible, and also hang and help people out, do
Yeah.
some meetings and stuff. A little bit of everything.
You're a good person. Don't spread yourself too thin. We need your creativity. We don't want you to
Oh
burn
no,
the
that's
candle
why
at both ends.
that's why I'm out here too. Like it's, of course I'm working and busting my butt, and that's all I want to do is paint. But being out in the nature and like the fresh air is so important.
Good for the soul.
Yeah, totally.
You got to do like Banksy, I think, painted an elephant. Remember that? So you need to go paint a cow.
Oh, the poor cows.
All right, Muckrock, real quick. What was your hell yeah moment? I always ask my guests, like, what was the moment? You're like, all right, that was pretty cool.
Oh, I mean, fuck, so many. I remember one time I was painting in the Miami Dowd Juvenile Detention Center. They let me come in to do a mural. And it was a reverend who asked me, but all the guards and like the head of the prison, like everyone was like, look, dude, these kids are all criminals. They're, drug addicts and gangsters. Do not make eye contact with them.
Yeah.
Do not talk to them. Like by the end of the day of me painting, they had the kids out there helping me paint.
Oh,
The guards,
that's so cool.
the guards went and got them Burger King, and they were like, sitting there like, I haven't had soda in 2 years. Like,
Oh
and
man.
it was so rad, and I was just like tearing up the whole time because they were so happy. And it's crazy because that was years ago now. That was 2015, and I get messages on Instagram sometimes from these kids that are like, I was there when you came in and
Oh, wow.
made me want to be an artist, and it's so cool. Like you never know
You
the
touch
effect
those
you're gonna
people,
have
yeah.
on people. Yeah, I never thought that was a thing with art. Like I just thought, so I come from like an immigrant family, and like art was like some waste of time shit, like some kind of
Yeah.
ego
What are you doing?
feeding, whatever. But I realized
Yeah.
over the years that it is a way to contribute, and it does affect people, and it is important, and it took me a long time to understand that,
Yeah.
but I do now. So it's
It
cool.
nourishes the soul, and you're
Yeah.
out there and you're making a difference, and we love what you're doing to the world. And keep painting, but don't get burnt out. Please get some fresh air and
Oh yeah, we'll take it easy. We have a beautiful drive to Idaho tomorrow to do Sandpoint, and then we're going to
Nice.
circle back to Missoula. Yeah, back to Montana.
all right, my next purchase is going to be an Elvis. So not with the snake eyes, but maybe the one like, traditional or something.
I'll find you an Elvis. Don't worry.
Please do.
Yeah.
Jules, you're the coolest. I appreciate you doing this. And
Thank you.
you're the only
Thanks for the
guest. We've
support.
done this since quarantine started, I think. You're the only guest that we had audio only. And like I told you last night, any Muckrock I can get. I'm going to take it. So I
Well,
appreciate it.
hopefully we'll be able to do an in-person one day. And,
Yeah, I keep trying to come by, but you're like, I'm in San Pedro, stop by. I'm like, I'm in Calabasas. That's almost like a state away.
well, you got to come. We'll figure it out. We'll do it.
All right. Well, thank you,
Oh, man.
Jules.
Thank you so much.
right.
Thanks for
Keep doing
helping
your
all the
thing out
time.
there. All right,
Yeah,
thank
thanks for the support. Bye.
you. Bye-bye. How cool was that, everybody? My old homie, Duran, the party starter, Darren Carter, the rooster. We can talk to him forever. He and I got so many stories. And Muckrock, Jules, again, like I said, that was the first time we'd ever done just an audio interview, but she's so cool. Then, we take what we can get, and we appreciate her taking time. She was actually painting. Be interesting to see, because if she messed up, she could say, Stevie D and sketch right there. That's painting that part in the interview, and I was distracted. But everybody, let us know if you have a top 10 list in mind, or if there's a guest you would like to see. We will stock them for you, and tell all your friends to like us on Facebook, Stevie D and his So-Called Friends page, or JudiLew's page on
And a
YouTube.
little surprise for you, Stevie.
What?
We are now on Spotify.
What?
So
Since
go
when?
on, look for Come On, Get Happy Hour with Stevie D on Spotify. Share it with your friends, stream it lots and lots and lots. And yeah, we're rolling out all the interviews we've done before and the new ones coming up as well.
Wow. Christmas came early. Really? We're on Spotify?
Yes, we are.
Dang. So I can
And
tell
soon
people-
coming to other platforms. They're all rolling out.
You are the coolest. That's why you've been my homie for 20 years, Scratch, right there. On
There it is.
Spotify, y'all. So we're all over the place. No excuse. Driving your car, get distracted. And that's so cool. Thank you, Sketch.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. And now we can say listening.
Yeah.
I feel we're all grown up now. I don't have to get the
big
Switch.
kids now.
I want to try that. I want to tell my kids I'm gonna get the Switch. My daughter got a Switch for Christmas, but it's like a $500. It's a different kind of Switch.
Right.
That ain't the kind of Switch I used to get.
Different. No.
My mom would have hit me in the head with that Switch.
Right. Anyways, this is a great
All
show.
right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Check us out on Spotify, I guess. Come on, get happy hour. Thank you, Sketch. Take us out with something funky.
All right. See y'all later.
You're in the mix with JudiLew. You're in the mix with JudiLew.
Hey, DJ,